Danny Lighting here, and today we're going to be going over the top 10 beacon runners and war robots. These are robots that are either going to be good for grabbing your first beacon or holding a beacon once you guys already got one. We'll go over the very top 10 best, and then we'll go do some gameplay and show you some examples of a couple of these things in action, just dominating the beacons. Now, one of my very top picks for a beacon runner to get your very first beacon is going to be the Amugi. I do have some game footage we'll show you of this guy, but he can fly quickly to a beacon, land on it, and he has a teleporter, and then all your teammates can just kind of go through that teleporter, come to the beacon, and help you take it. So this is a very good first robot to drop to get that first beacon. This is the ultimate definition of a beacon runner. I would definitely load this guy down with at least 2 or 3 of the immune amplifiers to get the extra speed so he can get to the beacon first if you're dropping this as a first robot. But Amugi is a really good beacon runner. The next robot we're going to talk about is the Lynx. I'm not sure if this is one of the absolute best beacon runners, but this little guy does very well at beacon running. He can go into stealth, he can get to the first beacon quickly, and he's pretty decent at holding a beacon. So this is not a bad choice if you don't have anything else. Lynx is a nice little beacon runner. I like this little guy. Next, we're going to talk about Phantom. This is an excellent beacon runner or a beacon grabber. You can use this as your first robot to get to the first beacon quickly, and when you get in trouble, you can just teleport away and get out of there. Or you can use him as a mid-game or a late-game beacon grabber that just runs to a beacon, grabs it, teleports, runs to another beacon, grabs it, teleports. You do want to protect your beacons once you grab them, but there are some situations where you just might want to grab and go, grab and go, grab and go if you're using it as like a mid-game or a late game, but you do got to make sure you protect your beacons and don't keep losing them once you get them. But Phantom is great for beacon running and beacon grabbing. Next, we have the Skyros. This guy is a good beacon grabber for early game, mid game, late game, or he's excellent for holding beacons. So when it comes to beacons, this guy kind of has it all the way around. The only problem is you're mainly going to stay in the ball. You're not going to come out of the ball very often, so you're not going to be able to shoot anybody. You're not going to be very helpful for damaging or killing enemies, but you are going to be able to grab and hold beacons like crazy in this robot. So this is an excellent beacon runner. We will have some game footage of this guy in action during the video as well. Next, we have the Loki. This is a great late game beacon grabber. He can run from beacon to beacon. He goes into stealth. As long as nobody has anti-stealth, this will give the enemies a hard time. Loki is not a great robot, but it's really fun, and as long as there's not a bunch of anti-stealth, it can be very effective. We'll also have some game footage of this guy in action as well, so you can see this guy dominating some beacons. It's not the great choice for everybody, but it's actually really good in most situations, unless they're running anti-stealth, and then they'll just blow you away like you're nothing. So those are 5 really good beacon runners and beacon grabbers, and let's go talk about the next 5. Next, we're going to talk about the Raven. This robot is not for everybody, but it's got a double jump. If you got the pilot that goes along with this that makes it go into stealth, or wait a second, hold on. The pilot doesn't make it go into stealth. The robot goes into stealth, and the pilot gives him extra defense points every time he jumps. This is great for getting the beacons quickly, but it's not necessarily a robot that everybody's going to like because it's very tricky and it's very hard to master this robot. But if you get the hang of this thing, it can be great as your beacon runner or even a beacon grabber, but not everybody's going to like this one. Next up, we're going to have the Ochi Kochi. If you put a jump unit on this thing, if you get that crazy speed going and then you hit a jump unit, you can fly to the beacon on like the center beacon on like Yamato or something in a split second and get there before anybody else. So this thing with a jump unit is going to be one of the absolute fastest robots to get to a beacon quickly there is, and it's good for grabbing and holding beacons as well. So yeah, Ochi Kochi is definitely on the list. Next up is the Fenrir. This is not what I would call a beacon runner or a beacon grabber because it's a really slow robot. But let's just say you're on a beacon, it's yours, the enemy team comes over, they kill you, and you want to defend that beacon. You want to drop Fenrir, get back onto that beacon, and Fenrir is really hard to take down. So this guy or a Skyros are great for setting on beacons and not letting the enemy take it. So Fenrir is an excellent beacon holder. I would not say beacon grabber or beacon runner, but a great beacon holder. Let's move on to the next thing. So next we have a Curry. This robot moves pretty darn fast. It's extremely tough. This robot is not bad for grabbing and holding beacons. It's probably not the ideal first robot to drop in to get to a beacon, but at the same time it kind of is, surprisingly. I only say this because there are robots that can get to the beacons faster than this guy, but this guy can get to a beacon decently fast, and he has no problem holding it once he owns it because he's extremely tough if you build it right. Curry is a great beacon holder and beacon grabber and a pretty decent beacon runner. All right, let's move on to the next guy. Next, we are going to have the Raptor. With his jump, he can get to a beacon pretty quickly. So if you drop this in as your first robot, you jump to the first beacon, you may or may not make it there before the enemy. There's going to be a lot of times where the enemy has a much faster robot and they get to the beacon before you. But let's just say you get there, you can often destroy the enemies on the beacon and take it from them and then hold it with this guy. So this guy is a really, really good choice for beacon grabbing and beacon holding. Kind of okay for your first beacon runner, but not ideal. He's more of a grabber and a holder and a destroyer. So yeah, those are 10 robots that are super, super good at either grabbing beacons, holding beacons, or getting your very first beacon. I have 3 game clips recorded of a couple of these robots just dominating the beacon. So let's get to that so you can see these things in action so you can get a good idea of what a beacon runner looks like, a beacon grabber, and a beacon holder. But first, if you happen to buy anything over on the WarRobots web shop, don't forget to use author code DannyLightning at checkout, all lowercase in one word. That helps support the channel, and you might find some discounts over there as well. There's a link to the web shop in the video's description. Thank you. Alright, so for clip number 1, we are going to drop in the Amugi. I've got together with some of the RH and RHC guys, and what I've asked them to do is follow me through the beacon. So I'm going to fly to the middle beacon, and they're going to come through and help me take it. So look how fast the Amugi gets over here to the first beacon. We're just going to drop on it, and the enemies haven't got here yet. So now we're going to fight the enemies, and I should have 2, 3, 4 guys coming through to help me take this beacon. And here they come. Bam, they're coming through the Amugi hole. We destroyed our first guy, and now that I can fly again and we've taken this beacon and now we have control of it, I'm going to go ahead and fly over to this back beacon. We're going to grab this one, and then they're going to come through. So this guy is a great beacon runner, and it's also great for beacon grabbing mid or late game. So right there, you can see my guys are coming through the hole right now. So once we take this, I'm going to fly over to the enemy's home. Now, one thing though is when you're playing the game like this, you gotta make sure you're also protecting your beacons. So it looks like we took center, we left center, and we lost it. So we're not exactly playing properly for holding our beacons, right? We're taking their beacons, they're coming through the Amugi hole right there, and now we gotta go back in the center and try and get that again. So my goal here is to fly back to center. We got to get center. So what we want to do, I mean, we're just kind of using this for a demonstration right now. So in a minute, we're going to start trying to, have to start trying to hold our beacons. Right now, we're just kind of demonstrating beacon grabbing with the Amugi. And yeah, we'll get center beacon here. And then after this, after this one, we need to start really paying attention to keeping our beacons and not just grab and go, grab and go, grab and go. So at this point, I'm going to fly to the back, and if everything goes right, they'll start staying on the beacons to protect them. Maybe one guy or something will come through here, 1 or 2 guys. We don't need the whole team to teleport through the hole at this point. So right now, we just need to get our 3 beacons and hold them. And all right, cool. We got our 3. So now I just got to pay really close attention to what's going on. I see a good opportunity to go to the back, but somebody came over here, so I ditched that opportunity, and I decided to help protect this beacon instead of run over there and grab another one, because we currently have 3, which is perfect. We only need to have 3 beacons and hold 3 beacons until the game ends, and then we win. If we can do that, we will win the game. So right now I'm kind of trying to go back to center and grab center, but somebody came over here. We had to take care of them. Alright, so center needs help. It looks like we already have center, so that's good. Let's smash that guy really quick. But bam! See you later. Sorry if I stole somebody's kill. Little scorpion came in, and we are going to smash this guy into little itty teeny weeny bitty pieces, and he is going to die. Haha. Alright, so now I'm going to go steal this beacon. Oh crap, that guy knocked me off course. So yeah, sometimes you'll have a little bit of a detour in life, and yeah, it is what it is. So let's go smash this robot right here. Ba-bam, triple kill. We got him, we got him. But you know, you can see this is a great beacon runner and a great beacon grabber. I mean, we got to that first beacon so fast it wasn't even funny. I do set this thing up with 2 of those immune amplifiers because they give you a lot of speed. Now I've also put a drone on here that's giving me more speed as well. Now one thing you can use for your very first beacon runner, if you only plan to grab a beacon and then ditch the robot, I mean sometimes your first beacon runner is going to be disposable, so you can actually run maybe like an immune amplifier or 2 immune amplifiers, or you can even run a couple of those Battleborn units. The thing with Battleborn is they only help you out when your very first shot. They last for like 45 seconds or something. So as soon as somebody shoots you, those things kick in, and then you've got a pretty long amount of time where you're extremely tough and extremely hard to kill. So if you expect the robot to get to the beacon and then die shortly after, if it's like a disposable beacon runner, you just care about getting your first beacon and then holding it. You know, those Battleborn units or immune amplifiers, you know, the Battleborns for that. Immune amplifiers are for longer term, but that's how you can set those things up. So we played out the full game right there. That was really fun. And yeah, let's go play another clip of, I guess we'll show you the Skyros as the next robot, because that's an excellent beacon grabber and beacon runner. Alright, so now we're gonna go show you guys some really awesome footage of Skyros just dominating beacons. Now if you notice, I have the harpoon weapons on here because they give me a shield. That's gonna make this thing crazy durable. I'm gonna run 1 repair amplifier and 2 immune amplifiers on this. That's gonna give me a lot of durability, a lot of speed, and then I got the weapons on here that give me a shield. Now if I'm using this as a beacon grabber, it's very rare that I'm actually going to come out of the ball. I'm going to stay in the ball almost 99% of the time, and I'm just going to hold beacons and grab beacons and not worry about fighting. Now, some of the guys in my clan do not like when somebody runs this robot because it can't fight, but this video clip right here is going to show you exactly why I think this is an amazing robot. I mean, you can build this thing in the workshop. It's a really good beacon grabber and beacon holder. And if you play this thing right, it can help your team win games majorly. So yeah, it can't fight, but it can take all of the beacons, and it can hold the beacons. I mean, right now we are crazy tough. So I've got 2 immune amplifiers, 1 repair amplifier on it. I've got a bunch of durability and healing skills on the pilot, and we got those weapons that are giving us an extra shield. That makes this robot unbelievably hard to kill. It's just a super tank. I mean, this thing is a tank. There's not very many weapons that can really phase this guy, so you can't beat this thing for durability. But that's really all it's good for, is being durable. And you know, it can push enemies around, it can knock them off the beacons like I just did there. It's just really good for grabbing beacons, being extremely hard to kill, and annoying the enemies. Again, it is not good for fighting the enemies, but it's great for doing what we're doing right here. So right now I see that our team has this beacon under control. Once we get rid of this guy, I'm going to move on to another beacon. I'm going to try and go over to their home beacon or something like that once I think we've got this down. So we want to try and smash this guy. I'm just going to push him around and knock him against the walls and make him really angry. So I see we got a couple of guys coming up here now. They should have this covered, so I think I might go ahead and take off, and yeah, let's go grab another beacon. So we're going to go right back to their home. If I'm lucky, this guy up here won't notice that I'm rolling back here. And once I get behind them, sometimes you'd be amazed, like the enemy team will not notice that you're coming into their home beacon. And alright, there's a couple guys here. They see me, they're shooting at me. So I think what I might do is leave this one and go back over to that one, because there's nobody over there protecting that. So we're going to go ahead and grab this one and take it away from them. Ah crap, somebody's spawning in. So my best bet here is if I can at least turn this beacon white. You know, it's better to have it white, meaning they're not getting credit for holding that beacon. Even if it's not blue and it's white, I'm going to hold on this. I'm just going to stay on this beacon and hold it down so they can't take it. Now my other option is I can leave this beacon and go try and get another one. I see there's a couple of guys up top on the top beacon right now, so I'm probably not going to be able to take that either. So I think right now I might as well just kind of come over here, annoy these guys, and make sure they can't turn this red. Right now we got 3 beacons, they've only got 1, and I'm keeping them from getting points by keeping this beacon white. So yeah, the Skyros is a crazy good beacon runner. If you play this correctly, it's a huge benefit to your team. If you play it incorrectly, then it's just kind of a dead weight doing nothing but rolling around. Alright, they finally killed me, but you guys get the idea of how to play that and how to hold beacons with it. Awesome robot for that type of job. Alright, so here comes the third video clip. We're going to show you some footage of Loki. So Loki is what I consider a great mid-game or late-game beacon runner. So if your team's running behind, I would not drop this as a first robot. I overshot the beacon there, but we're going to go ahead and grab this beacon, and what we're going to do is we're just going to run from beacon to beacon to beacon to beacon and take them. Now this really works great. Let's just say there's only like 3 or 4 players left on the other team, like they're down a guy or 2. The Loki can be really good to dominate the battlefield. So there's a couple guys there. I'm not going to bother to try and take that one. They're shooting at me, but they're having a hard time hitting me. And I really do like to run, oh my god, I really do like to run the jump unit on the Loki. It's fun, it gets in places faster. So I would either run a jump unit or a healing unit on this guy, but the jump unit is just a lot more fun. Alright, so right now I turned the beacon white, so my choices are stay here. This guy is not going to be able to shoot me if he doesn't have anti-stealth. So I can just stay here and be really annoying and keep this beacon white so they can't take it. Or I could run to a different beacon, but for right now, okay, he left. He decided, hey, I can't shoot this guy. I'm out of here. He left, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. And once I grab it, if it ever turns, holy crap, I can either stay there and defend it, or I can go over here and jump into a freaking wall again. That's embarrassing. Or I can go over, whoa, he's trying to steal it again, so back to that beacon. See, sometimes, like I said, you got to protect your beacons. If you just grab and go, but go, unfortunately, your team starts losing the beacons, and that does not win you games. So once you get them, you do need to learn to protect your beacons. I mean, this isn't really what I would call an ideal beacon runner, because there's a lot of people who do run the anti-stealth. And it's another robot where you're not going to do a lot of fighting. You don't want to come you don't want to go out of the ability very often, because people can actually see you at that point, and this robot is very weak. So when you're in stealth, you know, you can be like right there. That was a dumb mistake to come out of there, but you know, we just did a lot of damage back into stealth. We're going to get on the beacon, and right now our team has 4 out of the 5 beacons. That Ochikochi just pushed me off. He's able to hit me, and we blew up. But that gives you a really good idea of how that robot works. So we'll just go ahead and drop in our Titan. We'll finish this video off with some Titan footage. We'll play out the rest of this game, since we're pretty much done showing you some examples of beacon runners, beacon grabbers, beacon holders. You know, even a robot like, even your Titans like a Luchador, a Sirius, some of those Rook, some of those robots or Titans that are really hard to kill are also great for grabbing and holding beacons. I mean, Rook can jump halfway across the map and it's pretty durable. Luchador can jump across the map and it's pretty durable. So those are great Titans that are good for grabbing and holding beacons as well. Of course, they're not what I would call a beacon runner, because beacon runner is normally your very first robot. They're more beacon grabbers or beacon holders. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just excellent robots. Excellent robots for grabbing and holding beacons. So let's go ahead and flamethrow these guys a little bit. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the Loki, a lot of people don't like the Skyros, and they think those robots are crap, which is one of the reasons I chose those 2 for the game footage. So first we played the Amugi, which is just overall 100% excellent. He's probably one of the best beacon runners and beacon grabbers in the game, due to the speed, the stealth, and people can teleport and help you take the beacon. Now, if you're playing in a squad, I'm going to tell you what, your team needs to take advantage of coming through the Amugi's hole there in order to really really take advantage of that. But if your team does take advantage of that, it's a big deal, and that is probably one of the absolute best beacon runners and beacon grabbers in the game. It's good for early game, mid game, or late game for taking those beacons. But these 5 robots right here, we got Phantom, we got Lynx, we got a Mugi, we got Skyros, and we got the little Loki. Those are all pretty fun and good beacon runners and beacon grabbers and great beacon holders. And then these 5 right here, we got Raven. Like I said, that is not for everybody, but some people are going to love it. Then we got the Curry, the Ochikochi, the Fenrir, and then we got the new Raptor. So those are 10 really awesome beacon grabbers, beacon holders, and beacon runners. Hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Again, if you buy something on the Warrobots web shop, don't forget to use my author code. I would appreciate that big time. If you drop down the video's description, you'll see my Discord server, my YouTube channels. You'll see some affiliate links and ways to help support this channel so it can keep running and bringing you videos like this. For example, I just had to rebuild a broken PC, and I couldn't do that without your guys' support. So thank you for watching my videos, hanging out with me on the live streams, and thanks for using my code or donating or any stuff like that. Huge shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys so much. If you want to become a channel member, click the little join button right below the video. Alright, I think that's going to wrap this one up. Hope you guys loved it. Let me know if you liked it, loved it. If you got any ideas of other beacon runners that you think are really good, put it in the comments. Alright, catch you guys later. Lightning out. Have a great day. See ya. And maybe check out one of these videos that's about to pop up on the screen.